Hey guys, it's Doris from LookMazing, and I'm back to do a video on how to color correct because I know there's a lot of new color correcting products that are being introduced, so I thought it'd be helpful to go behind the concept of color correcting as well as show you guys a demo of how I color correct and also the products that I use. So if you guys do have any recommendations on new products that I should try, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And also if you guys stay tuned until the end of this video, I will be featuring a giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the theory behind color correcting. So to understand color correcting, it's really easy to visualize with a color wheel, and this is one that my mom had given me, so it's a little bit more complicated than your typical color wheel because this one you can actually use for fashion as well. If you're into pairing outfits in different colors together, it's always helpful to reference a color wheel to see what naturally goes together. And for the case of color correcting, I want to point you guys to colors on the outer side, but also for the color red, the one diagonal to it is the color green. And anything on the color wheel diagonal to each other is said to be able to cancel or neutralize each other out. So for red, if you have redness on your face, that's why you'll see people use a lot of green color correctors to neutralize that out. And other common ones are peach, salmon, and also orange, and that's kind of along this area here, and that's really to cancel out any tints of kind of green all the way to blue. So this really happens underneath your eye area for those dark under eye circles. And also same thing, if you guys do have any purple color as well, you could cancel that out with a yellow color corrector. And also the other way around, if you guys do have yellow undertones or any sallowness in your skin tone, you guys can also use a purple color corrector to really brighten that up. So overall, it's just really helpful if you guys do forget to just reference a color wheel to know what each color corrector is supposed to do. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys on my face different color correctors in terms of both color as well as formula, and show you guys what that looks like. So I'm going to first start off by concealing any redness on my face, and that usually is around my nose area and also a few blemishes that I had here. So I'm going to use a green color corrector to neutralize that. And the one that I've been really loving is this one by Botanic Farm, and it's actually in a cushion format because a lot of the other concealers I had used in the past were either in a little concealer stick format or a much more thicker consistency. But this one here, I love the consistency because it's not too thick and not too thin, and using the puff that it comes with, it's really easy to shear it out. So if you guys do have a lot more redness on your face, like around your cheek, I find this to be really quick and easy to use. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So naturally my skin has yellow undertones, so for areas that I want to really highlight and bring forward is typically the areas that I do use a highlighter for, but instead I'm actually going to try out a color correcting cushion, and this is in the purple color, to really cancel out that yellowness instead. So I am using the one also by Botanic Farm, and this is the purpled colored CC cushion. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. So I'll be applying it to pretty much the high points of my face. So as you can see, it really adds this bright glow to it, and you can see that doesn't look too purple once I've applied it to my face, and also the green doesn't look green as well. So I really love the cushion format because it does feel really nice and moisturizing, and I'll go into a couple different other ones now, and those are not the cushion format, and you can see why. They're a little bit more thicker and requires a little bit more blending, but nevertheless I think these are great for if you have a larger area to conceal or correct. So the more common aspect of color correcting is usually underneath the eyes to cover up those annoying dark under eye circles, and I had done a video prior to this featuring the Bobbi Brown corrector, and this is in the peach color, so if you guys are interested in that, I will link that video for you guys to check out. But today I'm going to try out the Skin Food one, and this one I have been using off and on, and I really love it because it's in a more lighter salmony color, so if my under eye circles are not really dark, I like to use this one instead. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how that looks. So the salmon color, just as a reminder, is really good for canceling out more of the bluish, purplish tinted under eye circles. So if you guys do have a mixture of them, it's nice to use a salmon peachy color, whereas if your under eye circles are more blue, I recommend using more of an orange one, and if they are purple, you can go ahead and use a yellow one. So as you can see, it really corrects those dark under eye circles. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my layer of foundation over all this color correcting that's gone on. And I typically like to use a beauty blender just to add the layer of foundation over without kind of mixing it into the color corrector, which is what you would do if you were using a brush. So if you also want to use a BB cushion, you can do that as well, because that is also a patting motion. So I'm actually going to be using my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I have my beauty blender here. As you can see now, after a layer of foundation, my skin tone looks much more natural and back to normal, but also the color corrector, as you can see, has really brightened up my face and also made it easier to hide any sort of redness or discoloration, because usually if you don't use a color corrector, you have to maybe apply a thicker layer of foundation or multiple layers, but I can easily apply almost a sheer layer just to even out the skin tone. So I hope you guys can see the difference. And now I'm going to be using my last color corrector, which is a yellow toned one, and this one is by NYX, and I'm going to use this simply for my under eye area just to really brighten it up some more. I've kind of drawn it in a triangle shape, and I'm going to go ahead and take the beauty blender to blend it all out. As you guys can see, I have now finished all the color correcting, and now I'll typically move on to adding some bronzer as well as some blush just to finish off the face, or you can now do a little bit more contouring if you want, and I will show you guys the finished look soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you do have any questions, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And as I mentioned, there is a giveaway, so I will be giving away the Botanic Farm cushions, so obviously new ones of these, so you can win both the green one and the purple one. So I will have that details in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Oh, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, and also give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye!